SVD News. Veteran missionary to India passes away. Father Felix Eckerman, SVD, died on September 13th at the Techni residence at the age of 100. For more than half his life, Father Felix served as a missionary in India, a country that gained its independence the same day he was ordained a priest in 1947. His first assignment in India was among the Beals tribal people in Barwani, in the central Indian state of Madhya Pradesh. He was later appointed novice master. He served at the novitiate located in remote Khurda, right in the middle of one of the mission stations of the society. Moving the novitiate to a remote spot was Father Felix's idea to build unity among the novices. After 12 years as novice master, Father Felix was appointed rector of the Divine Word Seminary in Pune. At the end of that term, Father Felix chose to step aside because he believed it was time for a native Indian Divine Word missionary to be given this leadership position. Father Felix remained at the seminary as its spiritual director for another 27 years until he decided to return to America in 1999. Father Felix is beloved in the Divine Word community, both at Techni and among the hundreds of missionaries who got to know him during their novitiate and in Pune formation. Everyone fondly remembers his joyful, comforting, and encouraging style. All will miss him. May perpetual light shine brightly upon Father Felix. Father Richard Quadros, a COVID warrior. Father Richard Quadros, SVD, has been awarded the title COVID warrior by the government of Maharashtra, India. Father Richard is the director of Sarva Vikas Deep, a social service center run by Divine Word missionaries at Raigad district of the state of Maharashtra. During the Independence Day celebrations of India, Mr. Aditi Thackeray, Minister of State for Industry and Youth Welfare, presented the prestigious COVID Warrior Award to Father Richard for his exemplary service toward the poor and victims of the pandemic. The award includes a citation honoring him for exceptional service to nation building. Father Richard said that the award is an honor to our people who fight against all the odds during these trying times, and has dedicated it to the tribal people.
Irrespective of caste, creed, religion, and language, enabling them through community counseling to reduce social stigma and rumors, dispensing dry ration from NGOs, and regularizing government ration, promoting safe reverse migration of migrant workers from distant districts and states, generating awareness and supplying dry ration in quarantine camps, etc., are some of the main interventions we were involved in. I am humbled by this award. I dedicate this award to the people, the poor and tribals of Raigad, Maharashtra, for their excellent spirit of championship in self-motivation.
The unprecedented COVID-19 lockdown affected the tribal community immensely. Cyclone Nisarga, June 2nd, only escalated their suffering. Father Richard and his team worked untiringly during these times, organizing a safe reverse migration for about 1,200 tribals from nearby states, providing relief material to these villages affected by the cyclone and pandemic. Since 2006, SVD missionaries have been effectively involved in social welfare activities in the Raigad district. The missionaries help to alleviate the sufferings of the poor by promoting education, health and sustainable livelihood, empowerment of women, and the formalizing of government documents of the tribal people. The Sarva-Vikas Deep is working in 83 of about 120 tribal villages. Missionary commitment of the SVD in Mozambique. Divine Word missionaries arrived in Mozambique in 1911 to continue the work of the Jesuits expelled by the Portuguese colonial regime. Unfortunately, our missionary presence could not manage to plant roots in a political situation hostile to religious activity. Our confreres were deported back to Portugal in 1917 and 18 and were repeatedly denied re-entry to the colony. In 1997, 2 years after the new nation declared independence from Portugal, a contingent of our society managed to re-enter the country on the verge of a civil war. At present, the missionary commitment of our society in Mozambique unfolds mainly in parishes. We have communities in the Nakali Diocese and Maputo, the capital city. Our preferential dialogue partners are the Catholic faithful. They are people of simple faith whose cultural expressions are mixed with native traditional religiosity. They belong to a familial or neighborhood setting and share it with others of different religious convictions or ecclesial belonging. Their life situation is marked by poverty and illiteracy. Mindful of our missionary identity, we promote solidarity for worldwide mission and recruit vocations for missionary and religious life. In 2019, we opened a house for formation in Maputo. In the places where we work, we take as a priority the biblical apostolate at the grassroots. Our parish-based projects of social charity are centered in Liupu. We sustain a program to help malnourished children. When a powerful cyclone hit Mozambique in March 2019, a coordinated relief effort was extended to the areas where our missionaries are working. Aware of our limitations, because we are Divine Word missionaries, we remain convinced that we need to plan and work in teams as an active way of witnessing to our intercultural brotherhood. As Divine Word missionaries, we are faithful to the Word and committed to God's mission, said Father Anselmo Ribeiro, SVD, General Counselor. Reported by Arnaldus Anota team. Poverty, evil of today. Poverty afflicts millions of people around the world. Each day, many are gripped with fear as they struggle to know where their next meal will come from, how they will provide for their families, where they will sleep each night, or to whom they can turn for help. Although it affects different communities in different ways, at its core, poverty is the result of being denied access to life's necessities, an affront to inherent human dignity. In today's hyper-connected world, global poverty has an impact on every country and community. Understanding how different types of poverty affect the lives of different people could help us break the cycle of poverty and raise the standard of living for people thus afflicted. What is poverty? Poverty is fundamentally about scarcity, a condition that prevents the fulfillment of life's basic needs: food, shelter, water, social supports, economic resources, education, and opportunities to grow and flourish. Pope Francis highlighted the imperative to eradicate poverty when he said, "A way has to be found to enable everyone to benefit from the fruits of the earth, and not simply to close the gap between the affluent and those who must be satisfied with the crumbs falling from their table. The fruits of this earth are diverse and bountiful, but many people lack access to even the most basic ones. We often reduce poverty to merely economic terms, but poverty encompasses all that makes a person, a family, or a community thrive. There are 3 types of poverty that we could discuss. The challenges often go hand in hand, although not all impoverished people suffer from all 3 types of poverty. First, poverty of resources. The most commonly recognized type of poverty, lack of physical resources, correlates most closely to one's income level, employment outlook, and ability to satisfy basic needs. Without stable access to food, water, and shelter, one's feelings of fear and inadequacy can foster self-loathing and lead to a crippling familial cycle of failure to build a better life. Second, poverty of persecution. Those suffering from poverty of persecution experience the intentional stripping or degradation of their human dignity at the hands of oppressive governments, conflict zones, tribalism, social constructs, or bigotry. Denied access to education or opportunity, physical violence, and imminent threats to security are all forms of persecution that can impoverish and devastate individuals and communities. Victims may be minority groups, refugees, women and girls, members of a particular religion, or the chronically ill. When these groups are further denied access to basic resources, they become relegated to the fringes of society. Third, poverty of loneliness. The poverty of loneliness can be as crippling as hunger. Those who suffer from a lack of adequate resources, unjust persecution, or both can also experience intense loneliness in their isolation from society. In a broader sense, the pain of abandonment can affect both the poor and the wealthy, in particular those who are elderly, sick, or dying. Often these people, forgotten and alone, experience a rapid decline in physical or mental well-being. A little love and human connection can brighten their prospects. All the cycles of poverty can be dismantled. Genesis says every person is made in God's image and deserves inherent dignity, regardless of who they are, where they are born, or what they accomplish. And the Gospels are filled with care and respect for everyone, especially the marginalized. Individually and collectively, in our families, schools, and workplaces, let's pick up Pope Francis' gauntlet and intensify our efforts to eradicate poverty in the concrete. That's all for this edition of Mission Minute News. Until we meet again, stay safe, and may Jesus' love for you make you smile.